From statues to bullet casings from the TV show, let's go over my Walking Dead collection. Please leave a like if you like zombies while the intro plays. To be entered to win this CGC 9.8 Darth Vader number 3, the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, comment and like in any of my videos. Good luck, everyone. How's it going, everyone? My name is Jordan and welcome to Basement Collectibles. And if you like The Walking Dead, comics, toys, movies, and arcades, please consider subscribing for more great content. With the last season of The Walking Dead just coming out a couple weeks ago, I thought it'd be a great time to go over my Walking Dead collection. I'm a huge fan of zombies, and watching Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead really helped that. So when I finally found out about The Walking Dead, I was all over it. I wish in 2003 when I was in college, I used to, once every 6 months at the time, go to a comic book shop, see what was going on with Batman and a few other characters. But I really wish on October 2003 I was at a comic book shop, because if somebody recommended this book after I said I really enjoy zombies and of course Batman, I would have 100% picked up this book. I remember I was on bloodydisgusting.com. That was a website that would show you the newest horror movies and TV shows, and I remember they had a link for a pre-order for The Walking Dead Compendium number 1. This had the first 48 comic books in it. I remember I had to grab it because last time I was at the LCS, I think at the time there were probably around, it must have been like issue number 60 at least at the time. So I wanted to get caught up on this. So I picked this up and I couldn't put it down. I remember I was reading it as much as I could at any time. Really enjoyed the first 48. And that's when I started collecting the comic book itself. So I started picking up all the single issues for The Walking Dead, but it was probably started at just about around 80 on the 80th issue, at the time. So it was nice to go through and read about Negan and that. And of course, the issue number 100, I remember lining up at my LCS and getting all those issues for issue number 100. And I still remember reading that issue and showing my wife the picture of what happened to Glenn too. And it was really shocking to see something like that again at a comic book at that time. I have all 4 of the Compendium issues. I highly recommend this if you haven't read The Walking Dead and you just don't know where to start, because again there were so many issues with this and finally the series has stopped. But you can seem to get these types of books now for around $25 to $30 on like a Craigslist or Kijiji. I see them pop up a lot even on Facebook. So highly recommend this series. If you haven't actually had a chance to read it and you're just overwhelmed of how many issues there really are, definitely recommend picking this up. So after I finished the first 48 comic books, I went on to eBay to check out how much The Walking Dead issue number 1 was going for. And it was going for about $325. Unfortunately, I never took a chance on it. And then a few weeks later, Bloody Disgusting listed that The Walking Dead was going to be a TV show on AMC. And I remember going up to my wife and saying that there was a character cast named Andrew Lincoln. And she goes, "Oh, he's from Love Actually, the movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time." And I said, "Well, would you like to actually watch The Walking Dead?" She wasn't really, she isn't a fan of any horror movies. And she said, "You know what, I'll give it a try if Andrew Lincoln's going to be the main character in it." And she remembers me showing her some of the comic books as well. So she jumped on, of course, for the TV show. And then once the TV show, or at least the trailer, aired, I went back onto eBay to see how much the comic was. And it was going for over $1,000 at that point. So after a few seasons, the show becomes one of the #1 shows on TV. Then comes all the collectibles. Luckily, I was able to hold off on a lot of them with certain Funkos and certain action figures. But it was hard to avoid, getting the graphic novels from people. I was getting magazines. My wife was so into it that my brother got her the autograph from Andy Miller. This was stated as the teddy bear girl in the first episode. I got home one night and my wife was wearing a "If Daryl Dies We Riot" t-shirt that she ordered online. So all of a sudden she went from Andrew Lincoln from Love Actually to Norman Reedus, Daryl Dixon, which as we all know was not in the comic book, but this is obviously one of her favorite characters. Before the TV show would start, she'd always pull out her glass on Sunday nights and drink out of this Norman Reedus Walking Dead glass. With our friends and family knowing we're huge fans of The Walking Dead, we started getting bottles of wine like this. Again, in Canada, there was only this one label. And we started getting board games like this, like Trivial Pursuit. And as mentioned in a previous video about taking my pregnant wife to a Comic-Con, She was able to meet Norman Reedus at the Comic-Con, and this is the picture here, and I showed this previously. And like I said, look at her face. She's so happy to meet one of her favorite characters on The Walking Dead, and it was a really great experience too, and she had a lot of great memories from that Comic-Con as well. Getting into autographs, I wasn't able to meet Robert Kirkman or Charlie Allard because Charlie Allard's in Europe, but I was able to get his autograph ordered for a really good price. I think it was about $25 maybe about 6 years ago. So this is hanging up on my wall now. The poster you see behind me is another video that I made a few months back about my fake movie poster collection, but there is a couple real autographs that I got in person. The first one, if you can see here, that's David Morrissey, the governor. He actually signed on Andrew Lincoln's gun here. And there's also Lenny James Morgan, and there's also Danny down below here, probably tough to see, but that's of course Michonne. So at least there's 3 autographs I know of that are real on this poster, but again, if you'd like to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below. One of my favorite items in our collection is this statue from McFarlane Toys, and I'll slowly turn this around so it gives you a better view. Sorry for the camera angle, but interesting story on this is that I went online and I always checked out these statues, and they're around $350 at the time. And I received, I guess because I put my email in or something like that, and I received an email saying McFarlane Toys is having a 2-for-1 sale. So I went back on the website that morning and I clicked on 2 of these statues, and I noticed that in the shopping cart it was just showing it as the price for 1. Sorry. So I called my buddy and I said, if I end up clicking on this, do you want to split on the shipping charges and let's see if 2 boxes show up? And he said absolutely, and lo and behold, 2 statues show up for the price of 1. So we both got to have one for just about, I guess you could say, about $175. Now I know they came out with Michonne and a Norman Reedus one as well, which is obviously Daryl Dixon and Negan, but I don't know if they've come out with any more statues. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen any more statues from McFarlane Toys. And yeah, just a nice piece sitting on my shelf over there beside the Hot Toys. And the last couple things to show you guys. In 2019, my brother gave me a call and he said he found a website that they were doing Walking Dead tours in Atlanta, Georgia, where it's being filmed. So we were able to grab a tour for a Saturday, and from Friday to Sunday, we flew over to Atlanta from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We were able to hit at least an Atlanta Braves game at the same time and check out Atlanta. And during the tour, we got to see Alexandria and a couple other places. The only place we couldn't see is was Hilltop, sorry. And I also have a video of that as well, and I'll leave in the description below. But I was able to pull out, I guess, the pass from the tour. So it said, looks like it was June 1st, 2019. At 11 a.m. and we were tour B. Really great tour. I don't believe they're doing this anymore. I should have checked before I made this video. But also there was a Walking Dead store where they filmed the Woodbury scenes for where the governor was. And what was really neat about that, the shops were still allowed to be open. So if you were shopping there, you had to go around the back entrance while they were filming on the street itself. So that would have been really neat if you were just a spectator walking by some of those shops and they were filming Walking Dead in between the streets. But we were able to pick up a bullet casing. And the only proof that we know that this was actually a screen-used bullet casing was they gave us a piece of paper that said official blank bullet casings fired on the set in Alexandria in the season 7 finale. So there you go. So there's proof of the bullet casing that we have. So I thought that was really neat and something small to bring back as well. So that is my Walking Dead collection. I know the TV show has been hit and miss in the last few years. So let me know in the comments below if you're still watching the Walking Dead TV show, or you just kept to the comics, or you've never read the comics and you're just watching the TV show. And what did you guys think of all my collectibles? So that's it for this video, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching until the end. And if you're new here, please like, comment, and possibly subscribe on your way out. And again, appreciate everybody watching, and take care.